Hello, everyone, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory here with Will and Tad. We talk all things football, all things Super Wild Card Weekend, a recap of the Los Angeles Rams and their 27-9 victory over the Minnesota Vikings, with the game being played, of course, in Arizona due to the tragic fires in Los Angeles. Of course, give the best wishes to all the folks out in Los Angeles. So that is, with that being said, there is a football game to talk about, and as the Good Iron Glory, that is our focus. Matthew Stafford was incredible in this football game, 19 of 27, 209, two touchdowns, completely in control of the game. The Rams, their offensive line, they dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. They only get sacked twice, and they tie a playoff record with 9 sacks against Sam Darnold, who just never could get anything going. 25 of 40, 245, a touchdown, and interception. A lot of misfires there. So, looking at the line of scrimmage, what was your take on the Rams' complete domination in the trenches in this football game?
Yeah, yeah, they were really getting after the quarterback. Just doing the job that they were trained to do in the off season. Neville Gallimore, five total tackles, two solo, a sack and a half, a tackle for a loss there. Byron Young, four total tackles, three solo, a sack and a half. Sam Darnold looked totally distraught from the force of these guys.
Totally distraught. Had a hard time getting anything going. Part of it was his own problem. Part of it was the offensive line. They were a big story in this football game. Unfortunately for the Vikings, but yeah, Darnold, he certainly didn't help the matters. He held the ball a lot. Gave the Rams defenders time to close in. Not throwing the ball away. Not there on the short passes, on the long passes. Just a lot of struggle for Sam Darnold after what has been an incredible renaissance season for Sam. He goes and gets 14 wins for the Vikings, but what they'll remember is the two games that slipped away at the end, unfortunately. And hopefully for Sam Darnold, he is able to look back and reflect and take some positives out of this year and still get a good start somewhere as he moves forward.
I do also want to mention Tad, some other guys highlights. I
Sure.
mean, if we are talking about the Vikings overall and their future, um, Tad T.J. Hawkinson, um, five catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Tad T.J. Hawkinson, his first touchdown of the season. One of your favorite Vikings.
Yes.
What's your take on T.J. Hawkinson?
I mean, TJ Hawkinson, he, of course, had an injury plagued season. He got off to, um, he wasn't able to start until like a bit after midway through the season. Like you said, his only touchdown came in this game. But yeah, I think once he gets back in the fold, once he's full strength, a full off season of practicing, of conditioning, stuff like that, I think he'll be fine. I'm not worried about the down season for TJ Hawkinson. I wouldn't be if I was the Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings have had many, many great seasons, many, many glorious um, regular seasons for sure, Tad. They're a franchise that has been resilient and had beautiful shining moments, making the playoffs many times. However, they do, lead. They have the most playoff losses now in NFL history now with 32 as a franchise, and it's just like, where do you go from here? Just overall as a whole for the franchise, and like you want to get there, you want to hoist that Lombardi, but I guess just what again this time do they need to do it?
I mean, they're gonna turn things over to the quarterback JJ McCarthy, who will be in his second year. Was a rookie this year. Obviously, missed the entire season with his knee injury, but He's looking to be full go by the time next season starts. So that will be a big positive. Obviously, that means you don't bring back Sam Darnold. In all likelihood, he's going to wherever he gets his next contract, and hopefully for him it's a solid enough contract, but it won't be with Minnesota.
It
In
seems
all
to me
likelihood.
Sam Darnold is officially the floater placeholder quarterback of the league. He's a floater placeholder quarterback, if nothing else. But
To
ultimately,
an extent,
the
yeah.
plan when
I I
you don't go out and draft a guy like JJ McCarthy to not give him the keys one day.
Certainly not. And I think that to the Vikings fans listening, I know there was a lot of disappointment the last 2 weeks with Sam Darnold, but all in all, I hope that most Vikings fans are able to look back at the season Sam Darnold gave us and take away a lot more positives than negatives because I mean this was a team that was supposed to win what 6, 7 games this year at most, and I mean, here we are in the playoffs talking about them as a relevant team that had a disappointing loss. But here they are. They're in the playoffs. Sam Darnold, a career season, and I hope that it's able to lift his career and he's able to take the momentum from this. But from the Vikings' perspective, they should not be the one to sign him to the contract. There's going to be a lot of decisions that need to be made. The Vikings have a lot of free agencies. Um, Aaron Jones, the running back, he's a free agent. Their entire cornerback room is free agents basically. Stephon Gilmore, for sure. Mekhi Blackman's going to be interesting. He missed the entire season with a torn ACL right before training camp, so he'll be back. Questions with Cameron Bynum. Will the Vikings be able to meet his new contract? Probably not. Questions with Harrison Smith. Will he retire? That's kind of up in the air. So, looking at Harrison Smith, who's had arguably a Hall of Fame caliber career. If this is it for Harrison Smith, what is your take on basically the season he had? And you can do like a career reflection as a whole if you'd like as well.
I mean, yeah, Harrison Smith. Let's see, where is he at here?
The strong safety, Harrison Smith.
Yeah, Harrison Smith. Yeah, Tad, you look at Harrison Smith, the former first round pick, the seasoned veteran out of Notre Dame. Tad, folks, there's a reason Tad specifically asked me to do this. Yeah, 56 solo tackles. Maybe not the best college choice. Um, go Buckeyes. Yeah, 10 pass deflections, 3 interceptions. Let's see. Yeah, Tad. I mean, I'm looking at his career, and yeah, I'm looking at his career numbers here, and just essentially, I mean, yeah, you look at the career numbers: 193 games played. He had over 1,000 total tackles, which is insane. 823 of them were solo. That's awesome. 20 career sacks. Honestly, I thought that number might have been a little bit higher, but for a safety, that's incredible. 12 forced fumbles for a safety. That's incredible. Fumble recoveries. I mean, 37 interceptions. That's pretty damn good for that's like that's like okay like that's for a career like that. Yeah, 4 total touchdowns. I mean, incredible numbers, Tad, and incredible tenure that he put up with the Minnesota Vikings and serving as a leader into what he's been on that football team and in that locker room.
For sure. If this is it for Harrison Smith, he'll certainly be missed. But the Vikings, they have a lot of things they can do to move forward still. So we'll see where they go. A lot of interesting decisions. I think the number one thing the Vikings need to do in the offseason, completely fortify the offensive line. You'll get Christian Darrisaw coming back. He tore up his knee against the Rams in their regular season matchup. So hope that he can get back fairly early on in the season. But even still, you're going to need to completely fortify the offensive line. That's the goal number one.
I do also want to say that he did record. Those were his regular season career stats. His postseason career stats, real quick, he did post a postseason sack in 2017. I don't know if you can recall that, Tad. But then, yeah, let's see, 55 total tackles, 39 solo. He even had some pass deflection. I mean, even in the playoffs, a very prolific safety.
Yeah, definitely a prolific safety. So yeah, that's what we have thinking about for the Vikings in the future. Offensive line, cornerback room. Those are the two things that you need to upgrade.
And for the Rams, real quick, yeah, they're going to be playing the Eagles. That's going to be a massive challenge for them on the road.
Massive challenge. You're going to need the best of Matthew Stafford. You're going to need vintage, veteran Matthew Stafford that's playing at the best level, and you'll need your defensive line to continue to be incredible.
Yep, I don't really have any other final thoughts or takes.
Thank you all for watching our episode here of the Gridiron Glory. Please continue to like and subscribe and follow our content through the divisional round and beyond. Thanks for watching.
Bills Ravens recap next week.